Know the top stories of the day. Understand the issues that matter. This is Manila Bulletin News on Web. Your quick rundown of top news in the country and around the world. Manila Bulletin, celebrating 120 years of timely stories and timeless truths. Be fully informed. Hi, I'm Barbie Atienza. This is MB Now, and here are your news on web.
The Department of Foreign Affairs has strongly advised foreign and Filipino travelers who intend to come to the Philippines to temporarily postpone and reschedule their travel plans for a later date. The DFA issued advisory after Malacanang announced that a temporary entry ban on flights and foreign passengers coming from the UK and 19 other countries and jurisdictions that have reported incidents of the new coronavirus strain has been extended until January 15, 2021. Duterte has approved the extension of the temporary suspension of flights from 19 countries effective 12:01 a.m. of December 30, 2020 until January 15, 2021. The DFA noted that the 17-day flight ban period, all foreign nationals regardless of previous Philippine visas and exemptions granted who will be flying from or been to the following countries and jurisdictions within 14 days of arrival in the Philippines: Australia, Canada, Denmark, France, Germany, Hong Kong, Iceland, Ireland, Israel, Italy, Japan, Lebanon, the Netherlands, Singapore, Switzerland, Sweden, South Korea, South Africa, Spain, and the United Kingdom will not be permitted to enter Philippine territory. It said the Philippines will still open doors to Filipino citizens who come from the identified areas, but they will be required to complete strictly the 14-day quarantine requirement at a government facility even if their RT-PCR tests show negative results. The Department of Agrarian Reform will award agricultural lands to qualified graduates who took up a 4-year degree in agriculture or any related field for their economic empowerment and the growth of the nation. The DA identified about 230,000 government-owned lands which can be distributed to the qualified applicants. Agrarian Reform Secretary John Castricione said a person may be awarded agricultural lands acquired by the DAR from unused GOs and become an agrarian reform beneficiary under the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program. Castricione said Administrative Order No. 3 Series of 2020 supplied all the requirements to be qualified as an agri-graduate to be provided with agricultural land. Under the order, applicant beneficiary must be a graduate of a 4-year bachelor's degree in agriculture, agriculture engineering, forestry, forest engineering, or related fields as certified by the registrar of the educational institution where the person graduated, owning no land, resident of the municipality where the land holding is located, has the willingness, aptitude, and ability to cultivate and make the land productive, and no pending application or has not been a beneficiary under DAR AO No. 03 Series of 1997. Castricione said the country is not lacking in providing educational training to the youth in the fields of agriculture, agricultural engineering, forestry, forest engineering, and related fields. He disclosed the CHED reported that for the academic year 2017-2018, there was a total of 26,861 graduates of academic degrees in agriculture from state universities and colleges, other government schools, and local universities and colleges.
Here are the top news in other parts of the country.
The town of Dumaran, located in the northern part of Palawan, is being eyed as a prime tourist destination after the provincial government announced plans to develop a 1.5-hectare salt farm in the island barangay of Bohol. The Provincial Planning and Development said that the project to develop the salt farm has been under the provincial government's Banwa project since 2017 with the approval of funding assistance to the members of the Bohol Salt Makers Association. The Barangay Bohol project was just one of the plans of the provincial government to develop other towns for their unique attraction or product. the chief of the Police Regional Office Central Visayas or PRO7 warned policemen against indiscriminately firing their guns to greet the new year. PRO7 Director Brigadier General Ronnie Montejo said the Philippine National Police has done away with the taping of gun barrels to prevent indiscriminate firing. Montejo also warned that a stiff penalty awaits any policeman who will be caught indiscriminately firing his or her firearm. He also added that they will not hesitate to take the necessary action against policemen who will be caught indiscriminately firing their firearms. A suspected member of the Dow La Islamia local terror group was killed in an anti-drug operation conducted by the police and military operatives in Palomoloc, South Cotabato on Tuesday, December 29. The suspect was identified as Noel Bagco, 50 years old, who reportedly shot it out with an arresting team during a drug entrapment operation. Authorities seized several grams of shabu and a 38 caliber revolver from the suspect. Police tagged Bagco as a member of the Islamic State-inspired Soc Sergeant Katiba, a subgroup of the Dow La Islamia terror group operating in the region.
Here's a quick look at news from around the world.
The United States is expected to approve the locus Astrazeneca-Oxford vaccine in April, a senior official said more than 3 months after Britain's green light on Wednesday. Several tens of millions of doses will have been manufactured and therefore will be available for use if the data supports its approval, according to Monsef Islawi, the chief advisor to Operation Warp Speed. Islawi also voiced hope for the approval in the first half of February of the Janssen vaccine by Johnson & Johnson, which in contrast to initially approved vaccines comes in a single dose. Canada will require travelers to obtain negative COVID-19 tests before being allowed in the country, the government announced Wednesday. The polymerase chain reaction or PCR tests will need to be conducted within 3 days of boarding a flight, officials told a news conference. Upon arrival, travelers will still have to quarantine for 14 days. Intergovernmental Affairs Minister Dominic LeBlanc said the new measure, along with increased monitoring at Canadian airport, would be in place quickly but did not provide a specific date. It comes after a new strain was identified in Britain and has already spread to Canada. A major landslide destroyed homes overnight in village in Norway close to the capital Oslo, leaving at least 11 people unaccounted for and 10 injured, police and local media said Wednesday. Video footage from the scene showed a whole hillside that collapsed in the municipality of Gjerdrum, 25 kilometers northeast of the capital. Homes were left crushed and buried in dark mud. Norway Prime Minister Erna Solberg, who traveled to the village of around 1,000 people on Wednesday, described the landslide as one of the largest the country had seen.
And here are the top updates behind the scenes in entertainment.
K-pop girl group Gugudan has disbanded after 4 years in show business, their agency announced on December 30. Gugudan debuted in 2016 with 9 members with the album Act 1 The Little Mermaid. In a statement, Gugudan's agency Jellyfish Entertainment announced the group's disbandment, saying that they have agreed to end the group activities after a series of long and in-depth discussions between the company and the artists. The agency also added that they will do their best to provide full support to the members' personal activities, including music and acting. The agency also thanked Gugudan's fans for their warm support and that they would like to sincerely apologize to fans for the sudden news.
Here are the latest in the world of sports.
U.S. basketball legend Michael Jordan on Wednesday won a lawsuit in Shanghai with a Chinese company ordered to make a formal apology and compensate for the unauthorized use of his name. Gugudan Sports Company Limited, a Chinese sportswear and shoe manufacturer, should compensate the plaintiff 300,000 yuan, or about $46,000, for emotional distress and another 50,000 yuan for expenses incurred during the lawsuit, according to the ruling handed down by the Shanghai No. 2 Intermediate People's Court in the first instance. The plaintiff did not claim any economic losses for compensation in connection with the case. Gugudan is the Chinese translation of Jordan. The court ordered the company to cease using the Chinese character of Gugudan in its name and product trademarks. But for those trademarks older than 5 years, which cannot be revoked according to Chinese law, the company should take reasonable measures to clarify that these trademarks have no connection with the former U.S. basketball player Michael Jordan, said the court. The company has also ordered to make a formal apology in newspapers and online. Other demands of the plaintiff were rejected by the court.
And those are the news on Web today, December 31, 2020. It's the last day of 2020. And in behalf of your Manila Bulletin family, may you have a wonderful and fun medianoche tonight. Happy New Year from all of us here at the Manila Bulletin. For more news and details, get your copy of Manila Bulletin newspaper tomorrow or log on to www.mb.com.ph. You may also subscribe to our newsletter through the link on this video's caption to have the day's latest news delivered to your inbox. I am Barbie Atienza for Manila Bulletins, celebrating its 120 years of timely stories and timeless truths. Join us again tomorrow. This has been MB Now. Be fully informed.